Evening all.
Evening, Mick.
Evening.
For coming on. Push Foti, nice flowers. Pity we don't get them in the Black Country. If the sun's out, Russian and me am out. Let's see if I'm doing paperwork or anything. Right, gotta get me these crates I had in the garage. I used to have 2 rows down there. One for drying me shallots off, exhibition shallots, and one for me gladioli corms. Perfect. Dark, cold, frost-free, and these crates are ideal because they got holes, so you got ventilation, and that looked after me shots and me gladdies. So I'm gonna get these out ready for getting me gladdies up. So then we're bung at the end of the tunnel. You can see my seaweeds on trays, drying out. A couple of days of sun, turn it, and that should be nice and crisp, ready for me to chop it up in the bucket, and then it goes through the shredder twice. Then it's in a fistful instead of a big drum. I mean, you can put that on straight away on the top of your soil, raised bed, allotment, whatever. But I like to get it in powder form-ish. Dilphium still doing well because I ain't had no rain or winds for a while. And I'm still standing up. There was only one that had splattered from, I think that was from 2 weeks ago. But I'm still doing well. Right, them 2 there. These were the first 2 raised beds that I started off with gladdies. I that one, and then started behind me, whatever. So them 2 are coming up. These have been chopped now about 6 weeks. So we're gonna job them. The trays I'm doing, because I want to, if I've got any cormlets on bottoms, I want to keep them as well. So I'll dish them out to Zoomers. There's a couple of people already asked me. So I'll dish them out to them. Any spares I'll have. British Gladioli Society will have them when they dish them out at shows. But last year all Zoomers had them. So I'm partitioning this off. As you can see there, I've rolled up a bit of paper there, and one of them is going on the top of that. So that is coming up both sides. So my corms are in there, and if any cormless drop off, they ain't going to get mixed with this side if there's 2 lots either side, if that makes sense. So I'm doing that. So I've done the lot. Obviously there's different sorts in here, so I might end up with 3 or 4 trays just emptying them 2. I did try just to get a medium of how long it takes, but see how we go. Like the cream perfection, then about 100 days. 92, that was 93 as well. But you can see the babbies underneath. I've got the and fork under there. I don't know, drop it off, because I'll be growing again next year. That's still a bit too long, so I'm going to chop more off him, as we've done there. Right, it turned out with it when I've got cream perfection both sides of it, so it don't matter about that middle bit. So they'll be drying out. If I hadn't got the paper underneath, then cormless might drop through them small ones into the next tray. That's why I've just got the paper on, just to dry these out. Once they are dry, and I've took all the babbies off and whatever, then I can put the rest of the corms, take the paper away. That was another one. That's me velvet. These are done naff this year. They did well last year. But I've got to get my bed sorted. Like, it's probably too much mucking for this season. But they ain't having none. All they'll have at the end of the season for a top dressing. Or to start off next season, I should say, is my compost. So we get in there slowly. Another 2 lots coming out. Right, that's one bed cleared. So all the straw that hasn't broken down, the rabbit pockets put in there, and it is turned over just 1 handful depth, and then it's levelled off with the handful. That is then put back as a top dressing, and then I start on the other bed. Obviously that's been emptied as well. That then has a good watering, nothing else is added. And then B&Q had some of this plastic coated wire mesh. It's perfect for this. And I've got pegs in there. So to stop the hound, because when I start there is still a bit of rabbit muck in there, and I bloody hates it. I dug it up, it's getting better, but just in case, I'm just covering these in case my bloody fox comes back as well. Luckily I ain't seen him for since the last Zoom. So I'm tearing these up at the end of the tunnel, top of the garden. I've still got gladies in, as you can see here. But these are still drying off, but I can get them in between. And that's the hound. That's when it hints to me I'm just having me a bacon budgie there. And that's when it's begging. That's what I do. Rests and give me the dead eye. Walking Rosie on the morning. This is up Homer Hill. As you can see, the canners that I put in, the council, still doing well. No one has nicked him yet, Paul. But I've got to ask the chap, because they've cut his hours down, the chap who works there. That's why there's bloody weeds everywhere now. Well, I'm going to ask them if they take them out or leave them. Right, egg boxes, when I get them, or people give me, because they never rip off clean. It's the paper bit, so I'll just get the kettle under them. That makes them nice and supple, and the glue. And the steam, it just they just come off in them. I've got that off in 2. I don't want to give me worms got here. Right, top raised beds. These have been cut off a while, but I'm taking more off because you've got the green bin day the day after. My babbies, my cormlets, them have done well. There's 2 lots of them, there's them on the back. Right, these Farmer Gracie, I think Jeffrey mentioned these probably 6-7 months ago. He's had some stuff off them, and I know my mate Paul Davis, he has stuff off as well, and I've had quite a bit of stuff off them. So I've had them off them, as you can see, obviously. Them was from Wilco, and these 2 were from Middle. These are going to go in me them 2 raised beds I've just emptied. So Lynn's got a bit of colour to look at, looking through the patio windows next spring. Plus the rest of these are doing me raised bed once that's emptied. And the petunias. That tater thing is going bloody loop. Like I say, flagpole, the lime prop. You can see the purple flowers on the top. And the stem, it's like a bloody tree. I'm leaving that in for next year. Yeah, you can see him better there. Well, you'll see the thickness of him. Oh, Benny. She nice tonight, ball tonight. He's had another load of these Carolina Reapers. And he looks forward to having them. And these lot. But I've just thinned him out there, all the rubbish. If he's got a fruit on, then obviously I've left him. But I've taken off any more new growth. I want all the grub going into these. So I'm still feeding and watering daily. I had to fill the water butt up again during the week. There was a shortage of rain. keep the lid off and leave it for 24 hours. But watering everything, obviously, because it's still growing, like my straw and raspberries. My taters are in there. Just a couple of glads to come through there. I just want to, because they was just marked down this year as a good one, because I haven't got a name. So I just want to see what the flower looks like before I take him off. Right, this was last Monday. Love stuff like this. First lot was the pipers. This was from the UK and the Commonwealth. Nice to see the gurkhas there as well. Right, look crap like this. Right, two things I noticed here. Capitalis usually have HMS, whatever ship you're on, and they've all got Royal Navy on. Something else I noticed. Bell bottoms, there's no creases in them. This is a photo of HMS Ganges. So this is September 67 when we're leaving. There's me there, and you can just make out the creases in our bell bottoms. I had to put 7 creases in. If it was a stump like our mate there, you'd have 5 creases in. But normally it's 7 creases for the 7 seas, and that was tradition. And you'd iron one side and then turn it to the side so your creases are opposite all the way down. So that's one tradition that's lost. The reunion is these lot out here, and Mick McMahon, the mate Phil has got hold of him, and he's coming to the next reunion for the first time, so it'll be good to see him. There's a mate Colin, and the reunion is up this end of the Midlands in March. Looking forward to that. I could have done there. I could have been a muck runner for them. If I was dropped something, I could have been in and out like a ninja collecting for them. Could have done it free. All the troops did us proud. Boston Day. Loved it. Churchill, Big Ben. Love crap like this. Envy of the world. I love our king and queen. Well, majority. Always through the Jet Sea door. That's a Commonwealth big boys. Right, passing through here. What they should have done, because they mentioned it earlier on. We watched all this lot on ITV, and they explained about these lot, which are these. There you can see the no creases again. Looks really stupid. And our uniforms used to be tight as well. I'll say it looks like a bag of taters, but never mind. Things change. Right, instead of having a lanyard, which is a white lanyard, that's a part of the suit. These have got bosun's calls or bosun's whistles, and they go back on there. Once you come through there, they should have piped the still, and the BBC and ITV forgot to film it. They told you what they was going to do before it happened, and then when they did pipe it, they were just panning around here, and you could hear the whistle in the background. I thought, what a load of crap. You know, that was one cock up. And that was us, because we was at training school, because we was boy seamen. We all had to obviously use the bosun's call. And I've still got mine. Found that out. And that's what we call a pusser's arrow. Anything to do with the government has an arrow stamped on it. So if you nick something, when they find that arrow on, they say that belongs to the government. They job you. If I remember years ago, the convicts in prison, they used to wear overalls with arrows all over them. Exactly the same thing. the government's looking after them. We used to pipe bosun's call, because you'd have the quartermaster on the ship or anywhere establishment, then you'd have the bosun's mate, and he'd pipe, and we used to pipe breakfast in the morning, call the hands, pipe still, pipe down. There's loads of different things on, still do them all. But I think that tradition's going out as well, slowly. But I'll flick through these. Boxing Day. And the gods was on their side, and they had good weather for it. Except for them, it was waiting out all night to see the coffin. And this building, bloody hell. Look at the work that's gone into that. You see them building something like that nowadays. Jesus, what? Health and safety stop them from the bloody strike. Old Charlie, I think they do a good job. He's already broke one tradition with letting Harry wear his uniform. Good lad. I've met him twice, and I think he'll do alright. Right, these canners. These are well, everything is still being fed and watered if we don't get no rain. But obviously, if with the good weather, we ain't had no frost yet. I know it's going to get colder this week, but don't forget, most of these they'll be good until you do get a frost. So I'm still feeding because I still want the colour, and that's the other side. Right, went down to the shed, want some compost. Spent mushroom compost, worm casts and rock dust. This is all the bags what we have delivered by a ton. So I had to leg it down and just get 3 bags of them. But all the prices of these have shot up and all. Still picking the glads. These are out. Another one there, another prim. These was in the raised bed top of the garden. Should have had him for our show. Corker. Normally way. Right, composting. Shredded paper. That's me ripped up eggshells. Crushed eggshells, I should say. Layers chicken pellets. Chopped kitchen garden waste. And an empty compost bag. That lot is mixed up. That's mixed up by all that's gone in there, that's done there. Then that lot is thrown in the bag. Extras, which are 3 I got from the shed: rock dust, worm cast, spent mushroom compost. Double handful of everything going there, that's next and thrown in. Next one is, if I remember that muck I got from a giant tortoise, went to a show. The straw I'm just chopping up there, and the muck out of it, I'll just break that up by hand. So it's a smaller ingredient with the breakdown. And that one is the rabbit muck, and that is just rubbed out by hand, 2 hands, and that breaks everything down well. Topsoil compost, that's shredded dried goat muck, and that's my seaweed, chopped and shredded. Spent tops, that was a Grow Organic, rubbed out by hand. That was a biochar, and you run out of that. That is wood burner ash, and that's my wood chip. Any big lumps, take them out, and they go on top of one of the pots. Leaf mould and just straw, just even straw, natural product. Porridge, Rolly mentioned that last week, good one. And that one is me alpaca muck. Then mix it all up, really good mix, meaning less work for the worms when he gets in there. Smaller the particle, quicker the breakdown. That's by nature and by worms. Right, I need some compost for these. Alstroemeria, I had him as a plug earlier on. Also my polyanths, these two. These are what Scott had earlier on. These grow to about 2.5 foot. So these probably next year, I should do my dahlias again next year in that large raised bed. And these will probably be in front of those dahlias. But the dahlias have took over this year, so next year I shall prune them more so it doesn't cover these two. But these three need potting on. So I'm using my own compost. So there's the one I've just chopped. Once I got mine out, then that's going back in. Carpets out. Going down about 4 inches, 5 inches. Then I'm taking out the good stuff what's underneath. Get a good dollop out of that. That's probably gone down about 1 foot there. You'll see it's broken down well. Level that off, then I pour my gumfrey. Level that. Put the worms back in out the carpets, then get a good wear to. 2 carpets are drying out, so I'll wear to them as well. Put the lid back on, not on solid, just sat off and off. Right, back on me raised bed in the middle of the top garden, which is perfect because that's my bench. It's my workbench. Nice height, no bending. So as normal, worms are going in there. If this really is a top dressing, I don't raise bed, and then the worms are staying there. Or it's going into pots, so I want the worms out. So any big lumps that haven't broken down yet, all worms go in there. Lovely, that's the first dollop. So on that lot, turned over, that's the worms I've took out. Go back in my composting. Don't get little babbies inside, don't want to miss any out. Right, the basis of the pots, because they've got large holes on the bottom. I don't want to, as you can see on that one. Moving these around, I don't want the compost to come out, so I'll just line the bottom with a bit of paper. Put me compost in, so I've got the right level. And then fill the outside with that as well. Take that pot out, which he's come out of. Wrong arm 18, but I'm holding him upright. And what I'm going to do now is push down all the way around there, as I have done there. So that is holding him upright. I can then fill this lot in. Perfect. He is slightly higher in the sides, meaning he'll run off slightly. Another dollop. Don't forget the worms, little babbies. When you've emptied your bowl, get them out as well. Have to get another lot out. Because that first lot I got out went on them too. So I get another lot out to do this one, Alstroemeria. Pots on. This was a white, pink and blue one. Well, they write the proper name down. But he is a bush, a small shrub thing.
You keep that in the pot, Mick, over the winter now?
I might do. Because I got the greenhouse free anyway.
Yeah.
So, yes. Because I think they forecast frost tomorrow in Scotland. So we have started having them. But I know down Hereford, which is just below us, they've had a couple of cold nights.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I probably will, yes. Just tick him over winter. So it looks after the chap. And them two, obviously. My netting I've got, because it was curled up, I've just laid it out there. I'm just leveling it out so I put weights on it. Right, these probably every other day I water everything that is in pots. Don't forget anything in the pot is a raised bed. It's still classed as a raised bed and it's going to dry out quicker. So it's surprising how much they do dry out. Gladys getting fewer and far between now. Still a bit of colour. I had to go into the chemist earlier on, and I noticed these Epsom salts while I was waiting for me tablets. And when I flog me Epsom salts, the talks I do, I say it's great for the foliar feed. Tom's love it and all this rubbish. They say, oh, I'll get mine from the chemist. And I asked him there, because these have all got lavender, as you can see there, eucalyptus. I says, do you flog Epsom salts without anything in? Without any oil? She says, no, there's none of them. So if you do use them as a foliar feed, you've got to be careful. And the plant's going to like them or not. That's why I just use my Epsom salts with nothing in. There's a little gladioli prim come through. I don't know what got him. I asked Nigel who she was. I said, any idea of the chap? He said Leslie Swinnerton. But a nice little one. That's a bit blurred. They're doing what? But a nice yellow with a red throat. So garden looking well. I think we've lost the summer, so this lot's coming off. There's some not, well, it is hot, but obviously you can stand it. There's a little scouring pad there, so I'm taking all my crap off the dried flower. Starting that in coming this road, and with your scale or whatever, I'll just wipe the top and let it run down so it covers a lot, and then I'll do it all the way down. By the time that is soaked in that in, it comes off easy in one go. So every bit of sun we get now. Right, postman come, somewhat else I had. Passport crap, Lucifer. I'm trying some of these. Are you half full?
Yeah, I've got some seeds for at the moment. And I'm going to throw them in.
I've
I'll have
got
a
a
go.
couple of these, Dave Goodwin. Or you want me to start a couple for you? I'll start some off.
How long do you think it'll take before you get a flower from a seed? Because
12 months.
really,
Yeah, chop on out doesn't.
oh, so those seeds must turn into a tuber then.
They eventually do.
Yeah. These plants cost a bloody bomb. That's why people have the seed to start off. It's obviously going to take longer.
Yeah, I just wondered how long. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to last that long. Jeffrey, yes, mate.
If the seeds, will they come through to the parent plant?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really hope so.
No, it's seed, you never know. So
I don't know anybody who's done them before.
Be interesting to see what happens with
Mm.
Them parts to do, I think.
There's quite a few posts on YouTube. It's like peas, they soak them overnight. And it softens the skin and a little shoot comes out. But we'll cover that later on. But there's quite a few people now getting into these because we're now getting a bit warmer. And there's 2 people I found in the UK who leave them out over winter. But obviously that's up a fence or something. They've got to have a frost protection. Well, we don't get the frost like we used to do. But I'm leaving some out next year. See how we go. Right, leaf mould. Beautiful. Full of worms, bacteria. If I rub this out by hand, obviously I'm going to damage the worms, but it would break down even more. That's what I'm trying to say. The chilies, off Scott. I'm bunging them out for locals. Don't need any passing. And there's Russian. That sniffs everything if I can get the chance. Right, my last raised bed, top of the garden, that has got a roof on. I've got to job that. I've cleared all the stuff off here. That's now. All my ingredients from my compost, i.e. my bags of everything. That's all now in one side of the greenhouse. So I've cleared this lot and I managed to get it all in as well. The shed I've got to clear out at the end of the season. And that lot has got to be renewed as well. A bit of plastic was just up there. Just not catch foxes or whatever. So I'm going to renew that as well. This lot has got to come off. Back to my leaves. Hounds after the twig. Keep the peace. But every leaf has got to go in there. I've just renewed that with some of that wire I'm covering my raised beds with. I've stapled that onto the wood there. That looks better than that plastic crap that was on that one there. So the bin men had that. What I'm mixing with my leaves is topsoil. And that's Grow Organic by concentrated manure. So that's my nitrogen bit of it. Mix that together. So that's my last bag of leaves. So that is a thick plastic black bag, obviously. It's got to be strong to hold all the leaves. Empty compost bag. 3-inch will go in that bag. Then a fistful of what I've just mixed up with topsoil with it, and then water it, and then do that all the way up till I've covered it in. So that last photo was out of sequence, as we can see. Either way, to with a liquid or smoke, fish mix, anything like that, just piddling it, you jerk on. Put a 3-inch layer weight to it, and add your lump. Any big lumps are taken out, like they are there, until I fill the bag up, and I'm using liquid fish. As you can see, it's coming out of the bottom, because I've got air holes in the bottom. Should have caught that, shouldn't I? But you've got to have air holes in when you put it top and tie the knots as well. Put some air holes in knots. But I've upended this 3 or 4 times, so it helps to wet every leaf what's in there again. So that lot is squashed out, all the air, and then knotted. Here's my washing drying out. It's my bag of compost. All these bits are broken up and thrown on the bed of me top fruit trees. I've got to cover that actually with a mulch. Do that later on. So my new bags go under the bottom, all my old bags go on top, as we've done there. Blackberry is doing well. He's putting a spurt on now, so that's halfway across. Just see, I'm going to tie him up again. And all these are black now. Just going back on this one. When I had these two were Wilco last year, and I had them because they said late blackberry. But that was of a variety, late, and there was nothing on to say what late it was. And this is too late for me because I wanted them ready for our show. So we'll see what happens next year. But I've got another blackberry anyway to do it, just in case this is too late. This one, because I couldn't find it on the internet. Like put in blackberry and the name late, just to see when the fruited. But we'll see how it goes next year. Right, I've started ripping off because some of this is brittle. This was clear plastic sheeting on the top, and you'll see where I've ripped off because that was one length of it, so I had to put another sheet underneath, and it come about 6 inches this side as well, just to extend it, so I don't get too much rain in here. So that lot's coming off first, and then I've got the ladders up here. I've started taking this off from this end, as you can see there. So I'm just lifting them out. Screws that are screwed in, there's quite a few of them still come off easily, but the ones that don't, then I'll get the screwdriver underneath and I'll just pull them off whatever. But once he got off, then I managed to get inside and stood on that beam and that beam, and I just worked my way along, taking bits off, which worked. Obviously I've started this end and worked all the way along. Did it in one go because bin day tomorrow, so I'm going to borrow my next door neighbour's bin again. You see how I use it, so I'm going to use it. And this was done in about half hour. Nice dry day, no wind, and 2 empty compost bags, and I got all that rubbish in them too. So my neighbour had them. He's a good lad. This is on the front of the house premier. I'm still feeding these as well, so we still grow, but I'm just deadheading. Don't forget, the more you deadhead, the more it's going to grow. You've got to survive. Look after them, feed them, wait for them. Carry on deadheading. When I look down the side, this is where I've just cleaned that roof off here. Obviously there's the greenhouse, but loads of bits of crap. I could reach in there, put them in the bag, and then I had to leg it in there, and I'll just do it sideways and bend down to pick all the crap up. Obviously resting up against the beams, putting no weight on the glass whatsoever. And that's cleaned all the crap out from there. Then these went back again in wire sheets. Them used to go on the top of the raised beds, keep the cats off over winter. Right, so this covering which is on that raised bed, I've just took the roof off. I've took all my pegs out. This covering is now coming up. So obviously it's dry. But if I go down a 4 steps, then it starts getting a bit dark, meaning there's still a bit of activity in there, and it will be below that hot as well. That's why you keep a cover on it, or if the growing season with your straw or whatever you use as a mulch, helps to keep that moisture in. Beautiful stuff. Go back on that one. There's 5 fruit trees going in here next year. So all my roofs now are off, all my raised beds. The only thing that's got a roof is my tunnel in my greenhouse. So all the fruit trees can stick up, and our mate upstairs can wait for me. He's a good lad. Nice dry day again. It's surprising how much these dry out in the house as well, house plants. So I bought all these out. I'll give them a liquid fish feed. And these two, that one is going in the bog. It should be in there by next week. I'll show you that one anyway. I've got another plant to go in there. And he said give me a trailer earlier on. I'm going to transfer him into that one, into the road. But as I can't hang them on my line prop anymore, bloody trip is growing up it. So I'm bunged them on here, on the hooks. And everything gets a foliar feed as well. You see there's no sun, so it's not going to scorch burn. So these get a foliar feed of liquid fish. In fact, I did everything. Straws, rasps, a lot. It's a Milander. It's just about to open now. I'm going to take another photo on him, but anything like that. We had no flowers on this one last year because at the end of the season it started going loopy, like that colour. So I'm going to take that leaf off just in case it leaves it back on the stem. Because at the end of the season last year there was black markings on the stem and it knackered the plant up altogether. I thought we'd lost it, but we got away with it in the sense, although it's late flowering, he's still flowering. So that's a good sign. But at least we've still got him. But anything I see now, anything like that, I'll take the leaf off straight away before it gets to the stem, whatever the disease is or whatever it is. Foliar feeding the grapes inside the tunnel as well. And that's my reapers. Exactly the same when the sun's off these. I foliar feed from underneath, so I'm helping pollination. I'm getting some meat on them now, and the bonds he was bought out and all. Started chopping up my seaweed in the bucket with a long handle, the edge shears. When it is dry, as you can see there. And the bonus with this stuff, the shells in there as well, and feathers. Surprised how many feathers there were. Seagulls, eh? But a feather is another good one. Passed by the hound. You can see the feathers there. But smaller the better. Then you'll go through the shredder better. That'll be done next week and all. So there's a nice shell to be chopped up. That's another extra ingredient. So that lot's drying out, that lot's been chopped. Beautiful stuff. Right, this prim, that's the prim, that yellow one, the red inner, we saw earlier on. Right, still picking my fruit. Cape gooseberries, strawberries, raspberries. So I should be doing them again next year. Probably have 2 or 3 plants. Because everybody who's visited and tried one says, bloody hell, them are nice. You know, do me some of them next year. I says, well, have a plant. I'm easy. You ain't got to look after it or nothing. Just wait from now and then. I'm easy to grow. Put them on a yearly out there. But also I should be doing them again. Beautiful tasting. And just put the yogurt on and a bit of gum. Weekly breakfast. Hound. Keeping me fit. Jeffrey, our first inputter. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Good man. All yours.
Right. This is a little pump. It's a water pump. It's only the size of your hand, and it works on batteries from a screwdriver. And that is how I get my liquid horse nut now. So you see, it's only a little hand pump, and there's the container where you keep the battery on. A bit of hose pipe, and as you can see, the week before I went to the dung heap and made like a little channel, but because the bed where the horseback sits on to eat is made the wrong way, it should go down or the slope at an angle to the front so the water runs off, but they made it to the back so the water collects there. So every time it rains, you just go there, put in the pump, and fill up. You see, just bung it in there. And switch it on, and it pumps containers of horse milk, well, horse water. And so you see, the further you go to the back, the easier it gets. There's about 30 centimeters, about a foot and a half of water standing right to the wall there. So that's a place where I've made a hole, and every time I go there, I dig out the straw, well, remove the straw, pump from there, then put the straw back so nobody knows that the hole's there. So I can get a wheelbarrow full, about 9 buckets, 9 watering cans I can get out of there at one time.
Well, we all know where it is now, mate.
Oh, you can come. I'll even look for an Amazon delivery if you want, Colin, no problem.
He's got his own contacts for Amazon.
No, but it's really easy way of collecting it. Last year, before they put this one in, the old one actually was made the right way. So the angle came to the front and the water ran off, and I had to, I don't know if you know what it is, Mick, that orange thing. It's a scoop for a boat, like to get in the villages. So it's flat, so you scoop out the water. So I used to use that along the cement floor to scrape that up. And now it just collects, you just put in the hose pipe. Yeah, mate.
Like it.
That's all I have to take to fill up. So that was the second trip. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 7 in the other one. That's 14, and that's a bucket from Boots to make beer. Really like a little tap on, 10 liter I think it is. So it's about 100 liters of stallion juice, as Rory calls it, to take to the car.
Like it.
And this is, remember last year I said I'll try to make ericaceous compost. So these are the pine needles that I collected last year, and these are fish crates stacked on top of each other with no bottoms, with the bottoms cut out. So they were 3 high last year. Now it's sunk by 1 of these, so that's a third of the mass that I have left, and it's really breaking down good. So I'm going to get 2 blueberry plants and stick 2 of them in there and see what happens. Yeah. You see that there's 3 on top of each other, and it was on a heap on the first one, on the upper one. So I just pushed it down to see how far it went. I went all the way down to the second one. So that's a third of it composted. So I don't know if I'll use it this year or next year, but I think this year, if I see them somewhere, blueberries, I'll get them cheap, put 2 in, and see what it does. I'll test it like one in that stuff, and 1 in ericaceous compost. I can go and get a bag. So I'll see what the difference is. And I'm going to get a pH meter from a friend of mine that has a garden as well, and test that, and then test ericaceous compost from the store. That's the tomatoes inside the greenhouse, the ones that really grew big. Virgili, I think it's called, as a resistant one, but this year there's been no blight, so I don't know if it really is resistant, but I got big tomatoes, and the roots went down through the bucket that long. So normally you get about a third of that growth on them down. They spread more or less in the tunnel, the roots, but this year they really went down. So I don't know if it's anything to do with planting them in the bucket or whatever. Yeah. That's something I'm really glad about. This is the first time I've had quince pears in the garden. So I'm really glad. I got 2 of them, but they're gone already. I've eaten them already. So next year I'm hoping for double the amount on the tree. It's a 8-year-old tree. It's been in the ground.
8-year-old. First time I've had fruit.
Yeah.
Gordon Bennett.
Yeah, well, I don't mind. I just want quinces, a lot of them, because I like. Yeah, so they're nice and big. I'm hoping I'll get more next year. And that's just a simple something I make. I made holes in the wheelbarrow, put a plank on top of it, then screwed through the barrow, Then put that on top, a fine sieve, and then I sieve the soil for carrots. And that way I get you better for next Sunday.
Is this your compost or topsoil?
No, just topsoil. Just I really scoop it out on the left side, put it in there, riddle it, and put it on the pile on the right. And then the stuff on the right gets put into potatoes or something. And this is fine. So I filled all the buckets. Where you see the bars on the hoops, I put a pot there, put in the soil, water it down well for a week, and then sow carrots in there or spinach or something just for the winter. So the greenhouse isn't totally empty. Yeah, like
Cool.
that's sunflower. And somebody wanted seed of that, so it's drying. So I'll send it to you, Mick, if anybody wants any. They can have. Yep. So that's the right side of the polyester tunnel. It's been dug out the foot. 3 wheelbarrows of horse muck in there. Then covered it up again with topsoil, with the sift topsoil. So that's ready for next year. Yeah, Mick. That's a start of something I tried. That's next to the comfrey bed. So I'm going to try and make compost with just of paper and comfrey leaves. I'm going to try that for tomatoes next year because tomatoes need a lot of comfrey. So do I not have that to top dress the bucket where I put the tomato plants in? So that's just comfrey leaves. And newspaper, and it's the old type of newspaper, not glossy or anything, but I can't get the non-colored one. I don't have it here anymore. And that's just pictures I took off internet. Maybe somebody can have a go for your show next year. Maybe have a class of best decorated, I don't know, jars or something, or best decorative jars. That's cucumber, red peppers, and I think it's kind of the white borage flowers. Yeah. That's something I'm going to try and keep going. It's still going good, but I only sowed it because I found the 2 seeds. I said if I can have one to get the seeds out of again, a marrow. So they were 2 seeds. I planted straight into the garden in beginning of June. No, July. Because it was late. I said won't get anything, maybe for seeds for next year or something. But it's coming on. Let's see if we can put it into the store to weigh it after the giant pumpkin, which they have to guess the weight of, and then they can either have the pumpkin or 5 liters of soup of it. That's the giant cabbage from Neil Hans. So one has split that I had to take out. It was very tasty. I've got 2 left, and I'll grow them and weigh them and see how far they get before they split, or just see how far they get. I'm going to try and save some seeds from that as well. Neil said he'll show me end of September how to get seeds from it, what you do once the head has been cut off. So when he explains, I'll try and do it. Yes, mate. See, that one is, it's got the most, it's the widest in leaf across in diameter, but it's got the smallest head. The other one's got bigger head, but the leaves aren't as wide in diameter. Yeah, but I think like cauliflowers were non-existent this year where we were, because no rain for so long and you couldn't water enough to keep them moist enough, and cauliflowers need a lot of water, so cauliflower nothing. Red cabbage now very good, Savoy cabbage very good, spring cabbage very good, this one very good, but cauliflowers no way. cauliflowers, onions, shallots, nothing. The rest was all okay. But this is why Ukraine has no oil, because somebody nicked all the sunflowers to put them on show. It's just pictures of the internet. I said, that's good. Yeah. I love the way the light catches on that. Yeah, Vic.
Is it like a nursery or something, Jeffrey?
No, it's like, let's say you have a little tent at Malvern, and that's inside the tent. Just like a little exhibit.
Amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah, I thought, well, we can't get any sunflower oil here. That's probably why. We all nicked them for that display. So, yeah. And this is a test I did with 4 kinds of seeds for leeks, but summer, autumn leeks. So I tried them as summer leeks. I said, okay, end of the month, I'll pull them out, see how they did. And these are the results. These are the first lot of leeks, and as you can see, they nearly all went to seed. Really no good at all. And they were from a leek called Major. And they're really kind of crappy. There you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4 kinds of leeks. And the one on the right, they're just very long, but very naff. About the thickness of 2 pencils maybe. They were called Major. Then the one on the second one from the right, they were called Grenovilliers, which is a summer leek. They're not bad, they got the length on them. But you see, they've only been in about 15 centimeters down. So all the rest is branched itself. And that's good. That's no problem, but the length is good, the height is good, just the thickness of them. And the other one is Parabella, that one. And then the other one is from a seed I saved myself from leeks I bought in the store 2 years ago, well, on the market 2 years ago. Bunged them in the garden, grew seed heads from them, collected the seeds, and they were really good. But the taste of them really, it's really, when you cut them and you boil them, your eyes really water. They're very, very strong tasting, but such a difference in all of them. That's why I did it.
How many months were they in, Jeffrey?
I sowed them.
How many months?
I sowed them January 31st. So let's say the 1st of February. They were sown inside.
Yeah.
I planted them out 3rd week of April. And then now, so that's January, let's say February, March, April, May, June,
long time,
July,
isn't it?
August. Yeah, but if I start them early, then I wait and see.
You think they'd be a bit fatter than that, wouldn't you, by now?
Yeah, but the ones on the the left, I'm very pleased with, because they were nice.
Yeah, no, they look nice. Yeah.
They were good.
I'd still eat the others though. I'd still eat even the skinny ones. I'd still eat them.
No, I made soup of the skinny ones.
What spacing did you use? What spacing did you plant them out, Jeff?
15 centimeters. So that's half foot? No, a foot is 30. Yeah, half foot.
6 inches. Yeah. 6 inches.
So it was that, and then between the rows there was 25 centimeters. So it'd be 10 inches, I think, between the rows. And then top dressed them with a hose mop, and that was it. Just let them go and see what they did. But they've all got one thing. There's something with the leaves. I don't know if I took a picture separately of that or not, but if you zoom in on the second from the left, from the right. Yeah, if you zoom it in. I think it thrips, but I'm not sure.
Thrip.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It doesn't affect the taste or anything, but
Right.
I've had it on gladioli, so I thought probably that again.
It is a pain thread.
Yeah, Nigel says, like, when I'm close, because I'm surrounded with water, there's like on the front of the garden, there's a little stream. At the back of the garden, there's a stream. So he said, if you're surrounded with that much water, probably you'll never get rid of it. So I'm going to spray the glads next year, but I didn't spray the leeks, and I'm not going to spray them. If they come out like this next year again, I'll be very happy.
Mm.
So it's just cut off the green, leave it aside, and eat the white, the branch.
That's it. You can still eat the white, or
Yeah, mate, I think that's
still a
it.
pain in there. Right, thank you for that, Jeffrey.
No problem.
Well done, Jeff. Very good.
Our next inputter, Paul from the Black Country. Paul, am you out with us?
I am, Mick.
Good man. All yours.
Okie dokie. Done Malvern this weekend. I'm really chuffed with this because I've been trying to do this for 5 years, but this year I thought I was going to do it completely, but I only managed second. But it is 479 mil, which is just under 19 inches. So up until this time last year, that would have been the UK record. But there was a guy there who put a beauty in that was 499 millimeters, which is 6 mil under the world record, which hasn't been beaten as to yet. So if he'd have just had that 6 mil more, he'd have claimed the world record. So yeah, I was really chuffed with that. Okay, mate.
Brilliant.
That's the one that did it. Still nice and green, and it was still green, but it had started to rot off for about the last inch and a half on the bottom of the chili, and I don't know why that was. But within a couple of days, it had started to rot off at the bottom there. But as you can see, there's no indication of that whatsoever where it is there now, which is when I took that on. I think I took that on Friday. The one next to it, as you can see, quite a considerable distance. Why they even bothered to stick it to that stick, I have no idea, but never mind. Maybe next time. Okay, Mick. These are some of the giant pumpkins. That was the one that won it. I'm sorry, I don't think I've got a size there, but I don't think it was a new record. But well, personally, I've got no interest in growing anything that big. One, because of the logistics of actually getting it there, and two, I believe they take a hell of a lot of tender, loving care. So well done, whoever it was, but it's not my thing. Okay. All right, that yeah. All right, that pumpkin was 562.1 kick. Oh, sorry, 561.2 kilos.
That one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's big. That's big, isn't it?
good is.
Yeah, the bloody hell do they lift it, eh? But anyway, we've seen them coming in on forklift trucks and
Yeah.
all sorts, haven't we? So, yeah. They get
Jostle.
well, they get 100 quid for it, don't they? But you know what I mean? I don't even
Yeah.
think that even enters into it. It's just to say that they've grown something that's that big. I think that's all it is. This is a field pumpkin. As you can see, that's 121.6 kilograms or 268 pounds. I can't. There's no card there, is there? It must have took something.
Mark bags.
I mean, it was a Guinness World Record, but other than what's on there, there wasn't a card by it or anything, so that's a bit of a weird one, but there you go. Okay, mate.
He left early to get home.
Possibly. Again, some more world records and Guinness World Records done there. Longest leak, 432. What's that? Oh, 1.432 meters. Yeah.
I'm glad he's got something. He might Derek home.
Oh, right. I've seen.
He's from Stoke-on-Trent. I'll get his going in for the talk. A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Good lad he is. I'm glad he's got that.
Yeah, and I know you've tried them in your loafers, Mick. I know we have got absolutely nowhere with them.
No.
But I took that just for that, purely for that reason. I just took a picture of it. But I know Glazebrook grows his leeks like that inside rainwater tubing, or even garden. Household plumbing tube. You know, the ones that are about 32 mil. And he blanches them through that, and he just lets them keep going up there. Just keeps adding on to them, and that's how he gets something like that. But obviously, he hasn't beat Derek, so well done. Okay, Mick.
This is in the sun yesterday. There's my mate Derek. These photos, obviously. That was him with his cabbage. He bunged in.
I don't know whether I spotted him there or not.
Just putting in there while we got his name in the picture.
Nice one. This, while I was getting stuff weighed, this guy turned up with this broad bean in his. He got like a little bag, and he started saying, "Oh, you know who I am," and this, that, and the other. And they said, "Oh, yeah, we know all about it." And it seems now that a lot of the things that are done before they actually get to the show, they'll speak to the judges and say, "Look, I've got a heavy broad bean, or I've got a heavy runner bean," and stuff like that. Because I noticed Peter Glazebrook, although his longest runner bean didn't win, he claimed a Guinness World Record for it being the heaviest one. So it seems like, that you'll be getting the heaviest blade of grass soon, I think, or something like that.
He's. I've done that before. It's like they don't like getting beat. They invent something and they take it on. Guinness World Records take it on because it's also something extra for them.
Well, quite, yeah.
But, no.
Yeah, but anyhow, I think he got his point across, this guy, from what I can gather. And I think he got something out of it, but not as far as like getting a card or whatever, because it wasn't one of the categories that were in the Canna show. So, but you see a lot of things turning up like this now. Like I say, who knows? Next year, maybe the heaviest blade of grass. Let's have a go. Paul Rochester again, I think.
Yeah.
He seems to do it every year, doesn't he? First place, heaviest leak. I think there is a weight on it there, if you can zoom into it. Or is it not on that one? Did I send you another shot of it?
Might be, or it's closed out.
No.
So Chris.
That's Chris, yeah. Chris did quite well. He did quite well in the heavy stuff. Neil took the first prize for the cabbage again.
Oh, brilliant!
So he was well chuffed. This was the only one that I saw of Chris's, but I know Chris has got a lot of stuff in there, so I'm pretty sure he had more than just this fifth.
I'll get some photos off him for next week, if that bloody took some.
Yeah.
Just posted some on Facebook. He won quite a few classes.
Yeah.
And had a few seconds as well.
Right. I know he did quite well in the quality veg down in the Harvest Pavilion. I think it was in, I don't know if it was the MVS or the Harvest Pavilion side of it, but he did quite well down in there.
Did he put photos on as well, Andy?
He put photos on, yeah. This is on Facebook.
Oh, good. I'll take them off then.
I think in the giant veg section.
Yeah.
I saw Nigel there as well, Muddy Boots. I had a chat with him.
I wondered if he'd been, but I've seen him on there tonight.
Yeah, I think he
met
took
up
a
with his mates,
few
didn't he?
photos and stuff. Yeah. So that was the chili. That was my sponsors who took that picture, and there it is in the flesh. And I'll have to move back a bit. But that's it in the flesh.
That's it then. Seed for next year.
Yeah, I'm well chuffed with that. Like I say, it's up and down though. I know it is this thing. You can have good stuff one year, exactly the same conditions, and then the next year, if you'll just get nothing from it. So,
Yeah.
me and Neil were chatting, and we said we both come to the conclusion. Yeah, you can like do what you think is right, but it's all down to luck. We both agreed that it was all down to luck. So that's our theory on it. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased. Took some more stuff down in the some flowers and stuff. Did all right with that was one of them. That's a Bryn Turfle, that is. That didn't get anything. I found out later I'd put it in the wrong category. I've stuck it in as a cactus instead of a decorative, but
Yeah.
And
That's
there was
the trouble,
only-
mate, if you ain't right up on them.
exactly, there's only 2 in there. So I thought, well, why has that got first and I've got nothing? And then I looked into it and realised that it was totally in the wrong category. So,
Yeah.
but there you go. You learn the hard way sometimes. I was well pleased with that. My little pink. That took first prize. I've got to confess, it took first because there weren't no others in the class. So that
You're
was
supposed to tell them that.
well, I'm honest anyway, so that's it. So it's still a first, isn't it, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was chuffed with that as well. Didn't expect anything, but there you go. That's one of the plants that I grew my long chili off. That was still in the kitchen up until Thursday, and I've just left it in there. So took it out and I thought I'll put this in the over 75 mil chili plant, and well chuffed, it got third. So, and just as I was going to collect it, was her name Francis off Gardener's World or something, the girl. She was taking a photo of it, and I said to her, you know which one it is? And she said, no, what is it? So I told her it's a Thunder Mountain Longhorn, and she said, oh, I'll look out for that and I'll grow that next year. So she might be doing an article on Thunder Mountain Longhorn chili or something on one of the Gardener's World programs, but who knows? Yeah, I was chuffed with that. This is the new. Actually, this came from. God, what they called? Who's the Dahlia people, Jeffrey?
Balls?
Balls. Balls.
Farmer Gracie. These come from Farmer Gracie. Yeah. And this was a new one called Destiny's Teacher.
He's a corker. Look at him.
It's a lovely looking honker.
Beautiful.
The only thing is, because it's the first year for the tuber and everything, I struggled I'll probably have loads of flowers in the next 2 or 3 weeks, but the tubers seem to struggle to grow a bit, and I must admit I had to have 3 lots off them before I got any tubers that were, well, for want of a better word, better than dust.
Yeah.
The first ones were absolute rubbish. It was just like dust in the packet. So I sent them a photo of it and said, you know, I was expecting a bit more than this. I will send you another lot. They sent me that lot. I think I got 1 out of the 5 tubers out of that. So I said, you know, this is getting a bit repetitive. I don't want you to think I'm complaining, but I haven't really received what I was hoping I would. So they sent me another lot, and in the end, I think I ended up with about 5 tubers over it, but they were no bigger than what can I compare it to? One of the small snack twists, you know what I mean, out of the confectionery. They were extremely small, no bigger than my thumb probably. But hopefully they'll have beefed up a bit by the time I take them up at the end of the year, and we'll get some better flowers next year. A for the Collygate show, and B for Malvern again.
Them.
They are lovely. They're even better in the flesh, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What's the category? Like, what do they call under? Like, you got poms and
star, any other category really. They're classed as stars or anything not normally. It's anything that's not above.
Mentioned or
yeah. So yeah, they went in there. Yeah, no, I was really pleased with that. I was hoping that would get something, but it did. So again, I was well chuffed.
Good.
That was obviously the British Gladioli Society. That was their stand in the Harvest Pavilion.
The gold display again down there.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, gold medal.
Gold medal again, yeah.
Brilliant.
There was a lot of people crowded around that at the end, buying the baskets.
Set some off them ferns and all, don't it? The background.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was nice to look at. It really was. And they were selling them little gauntlet things as well, weren't they? So
them all.
Them exactly them. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, them.
When I knew Paul was there, I got in touch with him and asked him to get me some cormorants. If he was passing, obviously he was. And I had Lady Ellen, which is a little yellow prim, as it says there. And I had that was the last packet wanted.
That was, yeah.
And they give me another one, Lady Jane. Got 2 of them. Singular Beauty. I think that was the last 2 packets of them.
It was. You had the last of all of them.
And the Eskimo.
Yeah.
But these was it 3 for £1?
Yeah, 3 for £1.
Now I'd have paid £1 a packet.
I thought they'd gone up to 50 pence a packet and they were no 3 for £1 off. That was what we agreed at all that BGS meeting. So if you were selling them 3 for £1, you did all right.
Yeah, 3 for £1. Maybe it was my charm, Nigel. Maybe that's what it was.
Probably. It's probably last season, last show at season, so they wanted to get rid of it. You know, there's no point going home really, is there?
Yeah.
Or yours probably trod on a foot. Want to get rid of you.
More than likely, yeah. Yeah, that would have imagined.
And then open one up, and that's what you get inside. So pleased with that. Thank you for getting them, Paul.
Oh yeah, Pheasant Taker, yeah. Yeah, went and spoke to them. They'd got a nice display. You got the pictures of their displays, mate?
No.
Did they not come through them? No?
No.
No, right. Because I took a picture.
Oh,
each.
The ones you sent to me. Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I put them on.
Right.
Crap,
They were glorious. They were. They really did look lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of their flowers made up what was on the BDS stand as well.
Right. I don't even know who took that picture. Oh, was it you, was it?
Jared took that. Cheers for that then, Paul.
You're welcome.
Yeah, well done, Paul.
Good
Thank
man.
you.
While
Thank
I'm
you.
still on Malvern, my other mate, Graham Barrett, he was down there, that's in there. Had a great day at Malvern Autumn Show yesterday with my daughter family, up shouldering some of the celebs. Got 2 furs, celery and a bell pepper. Which there is his celery. There's his bell pepper. I'll just make it out. I'll zoom in on him out. So you got a fuss with his celery. First with his pepper. So I was asking what way, because you did a heavy pepper last year, didn't you, Paul?
Yeah, that was. I think that was about 586 grams. It was a nice sized pepper.
580.
Yeah, I'm sure it was something like that. Yeah. It beat everything else by quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it was also nice in good condition. I think Ian Neal came second to him, which Ian Neal's looked half as big again, but clearly it hadn't got the weight. So actually I saw him right at the end of the show and was trying to pick stuff up, and I was going to go and chat with him, but we needed to get away to come back, so I never got a chance. I never got a chance to speak to Graham, but so I was going to ask him if I could have had some of the seed off him, which I know he was giving seed to people here, left, right, and centre while he was there, like, so.
Selling.
I don't know whether he's selling or not. I think he might have just been giving it to a few. But he was bombarded by folks, so we need to get away to come back. So I just left it. But it was a damn good pepper.
We'll see. Might be able to get some seed off him. Cheers for that then, Paul.
You're welcome.
This is Lizzie. Sent me a photo during the week, so I bunged that on her, on her behalf. Obviously, stuff has got up from the allotment. I don't know, I was bugging that on. Cheers, Lizzie. Rowley, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I mean, mine's not as clever as all the others. All I done is I just sent him a few pictures to just prove that, as well as buggering about with compost and biochar and whatever, I do put a couple in shows. That, believe it or not, is a mashed potato gourd. It's supposed to cook it similar to a butternut squash, but it's one you turn upside down and then scoop the middle out, and it's supposed to be like mashed potato. I'm not eating one myself. Chap across the road, Irishman that likes his taters, so he don't take like taters at all. But what the hell, if you don't do it, you don't know, do you?
That's it, oh. Never heard of that.
You know, it surprised me that it got a prize, but it did, so, you know, it's all winners, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
And these potatoes was quite funny, really. I forgot the bloody name of it again. They're not Marcus or something. On one of the country file programs, they was over in Northern Ireland, some chap that grows all the potatoes to grow for crisping or something. And I thought, oh dear, I jotted the name down as you do, taking thing. And when I looked at them afterwards, they'd got some in Northern Ireland, so I bought them. And to be honest, I'm well pleased with them. I haven't got it written down somewhere. I'll look it up for next week because it doesn't say. They are.
Marfona, Rolly.
Sorry?
Is it
Marfona?
Marfona?
It's not Marfona or anything like that. Ramos? Ramos it could be, up the top of my head. I've got it written down somewhere. Go way off an extra quick. Oh, hang on, I might do. Veg shows. There's a picture of it there. But I'll put the thing there. Entry information, so that'll be on that one. Yeah, Ramos, Ramos. They're an Irish potato. I liked them and I was well pleased with them. And they all grew decent spuds, like, you know, so I've saved about a dozen sizes sort of chicken eggs ready to put down for seed again this year, just to see where they do as well. But they just went in as a white potato. All I was scratching round, because it was a small show, that I was really supporting, because it was in a village where my youngest brother died anyways, and for whatever, and his wife still lives there, and it was a case of put some in and then take her out to lunch and go back to the show in the afternoon, like. So it was a bit of a goodwill job while I'd done this show, and I was scratching round to get some entries, and I thought, oh well, these will do, whack them in, we got first prize with them. But they're a good tater anyway. But right, what else there is? What else? Mine were bigger than whatever, and why they come second, and I don't know. But I was happy enough. That was, like I say, it was scratching around and grab what you can to put in to make an entry up for a smaller show, like, you know. But they're just ordinary stenners. I think Marcus gave me the seeds, but they come from Sherry Plum anyway, so, you know.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Oh, just me obviously sweet candle carrots. Well, they was the first prize. To be honest, them same 3 carrots, I had first prize a fortnight earlier in another show with them. And I normally first or second with my sweet candle carrots in any local show around here anyway. So, you know, that was good, considering I only grew about 4 dozen of them this year. You know, I have at times, one year, well, a few years ago when my brother was about, we took 90 carrots out before we got a matching set of 3. So,
yeah.
You know, that's where you go anyway. But they're just ordinary sweet candles, run-of-the-mill jobby, like, you know. What else have we got? And that, them tomatoes, they're called Sakura, Sakura. They're an F1 cherry tomato. And to be honest, I was a little bit neglected in that particular greenhouse compared. Well, I've got 3 greenhouse full of tomatoes this year. But these ones just got watered when I got round to it. But they was all fed with comfrey liquid, and I pulled about, I think there was only 10 of them that I got that had half matched the size. And of course the class was for 9. Put them in, got a ticket. So, you know, plays your money, takes your chance, don't you?
Yeah.
But on the day they deserved it, you know what I mean? On the day, that's fair enough then, isn't it? You know? What else have I got? Oh, these are one ball, they're a yellow one ball courgette. In actual fact, if you look at the stalks, they were like a pair of Siamese twins. They was actually joined, and I cut them at the last moment just in case they might not have done it as a pair, and took it as one courgette because they were still joined at the stem. But there it is. They was a nice looking pair, but then, like I say, they were Siamese twins, so I got cut in half. So, you know. What else have I got? What else? Oh, just a small butternut squash. They never seem to grow very good at all. The butternut squash and those courgettes, I've got a row of about 10 half blue 200-litre barrels that are full of muck, and they've got soaker hoses on them, running 24/7. And every now and again, I'd put a gallon of comfrey juice in the top of the barrel, and they more or less take the chance, live or die. But they was so small, but it was so hot and dry, and they were in full sun. So it probably never done them any good. They might have done better in the ground, even though they was on soaker hoses, them soaker hoses, you know, the black waste rubber thing, I don't think they're as good as drip feeding. So next year I'm going to put everything on a timed drip feed rather than soaker hoses, because they tend to clog, you know. But still, not to worry. That's the tail of that. What else have I got? Oh, long runner bean. I don't even know how long it was, but there was a class for it, so I just went down the road, picked the longest one off, and put it in. Well, I put two in actual fact, but I only entered the one and that one, but there was no real competition. And there was a family there with a couple of young kiddies, so I gave them both of the runner beans so that the kids can dry them out and get the seeds and have a go themselves with it the next year. You know, just to encourage the kids. And that's not
Cheers, Rolly.
That's not anyway. But anyhow, like I say, it's just to prove that I do try to grow stuff as well as buggering about with compost.
Oh, good man.
Nice one, Roll.
Cheers, Rolly.
Good
Right,
one,
Nick, this was Jerry Edwards with the start of the morning show. Judging commencing. Obviously, he's finished now. Colin,
Oh, I forgot these.
are you ready, sir?
Can't remember what I said. Oh, right, yes. Lawn makeover, autumn lawn refurbishment. Suffered so badly in the heat, it was like a desert. So I decided to get my scarifier out, and you'll see it turned into a barren field. That scarified. I took about 20 barrel loads out of that and another load. It's amazing how much stuff comes out. In fact, that's the best it's looked all year.
Go on, Benny.
So that was scarifying, and then I've top dressed it, you'll see, and overseeded it, and it's fighting its way back now. That was after almost 2 weeks from the previous photograph, so you can see how it's fighting back, keeping it well watered. And there, that's the difference. The two patches on the left and right, so the difference in the it's still showing green, but it doesn't show. But it's the difference in the top dressing that I used. Some was a 30% loam sand, and others were just bags of multi-purpose black compost. And where the black compost is, I think it looks better. But the growth is still the same, although it looks a bit uneven there. It's beginning to fight back now. I can't see that. It's improving day by day, actually. It's about 3 weeks now since I did the first, scraped it all out, and that was it 2 days ago. So you can see the improvement there, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting a nice growth now. Keep it well watered, and the I overseeded it and top dressed it, and the new seed is beginning to come through. So it's looking much better than it was in the heat wave. Let's put it like that. There you are. The farther away you get, the better it looks.
Yeah, that's all right, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have no visitors anyway, do you, Colin?
Eh?
You don't have any visitors anyway, do you?
Oh, why? Ooh. Welcome to come round any time. I've got a spare spade. Yeah. And that's the corner of the new part. I'm still working on that. But I lost a bit of impetus in the hot weather. It knocked me back a bit, so but I'm catching up now, hopefully. I'll put these on. I don't know if anybody can help me. This is hydrangea, and you see how it. I don't know whether this is a disease or whether it's the result of the hot weather that we had. But all the centres of the flowers are just like, see where it's black, it's like crisp. And I was just wondering if anybody had got any comments or advice about it, whether it's, you see, it started to flower, and then it's just gone in the centre.
Was it just started to flower in the very hot weather?
Yeah.
It's probably the hot weather that's done in Colin.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping, because if it is, I will recover. I just couldn't make my mind up whether it's a hot weather or a disease, and that's why I put it on, just to get some opinion feedback.
Quite a lot of trees round here lost the leaves, you know.
Yeah, started to fall early, yeah. I'm hoping it's lack of moisture, because that plant can take, well, there's a clue in the name, in the hydrangea water. You can't give them enough water, to be honest. And of course, in the hot weather, they didn't get what they need. So we'll persevere with it and see what happens next year. But I just wondered if anybody else had the same trouble.
One of the things you have to do with camellias is, about a month ago, is make sure they got plenty of water, because that's when they set the buds.
Yeah.
For the following year.
Yeah.
So it's probably lack of water, Colin.
Right. Well, I'm hoping if that's the case, that'll be fine, because they will recover for next year. I was just worried that it was a disease that I might have to on cows. All right, this was it. I had a bit of a mucky day last week. A woman phoned me up from the respite centre. She said, "I got some alpaca muck. Do you want it?" So up I went, and I think I got about 20 bags off her, all bagged up nicely. So I went and got that. And as I was coming home, I noticed I'd put the sheep in the bottom field by the bridge. So I got me shovel and me bag, and went and collected a load of sheep muck, because that's a right of way up there. You can you've got it's a footpath right up the top, up to the village, up to Shuttington. So the farmer's put his sheep there. So I just walked up the path and cleared it of all the muck, and got a good bag full out. And when that's my alpaca muck. And when I got back to the car, I put the sheep muck in the car. Go on, Mick. I don't think I took a photograph of it, but I turned round, and in the road there's 3 horses come up the middle of the road, and they jumped there. So I went down to the road. I stopped the traffic both ways, like the old days, and picked up a load of horse muck as well. So 3 types of muck in one day is a bit of a mucky day, like I say. But
bit of a good day, Colin.
Yeah.
I like it.
Go on. And that's just a general view now. It's surprising how things are fighting back after the heat. All those plants there, I put slow release fertiliser in. I haven't fed them like Mick feeds it every day with. I haven't got the time to do that, but the slow release is in there. But I think it's beginning to run out now, because they're looking a bit, they're just starting to go over, they're just fighting to give it a last flush of colour, if you like. But I'm hoping to keep a lot of them over the winter. especially those angel wings. I think you can keep them if we keep them in the greenhouse. These two white ones down the bottom, and the hostas and hookahs, I'll move them into the greenhouse. Hopefully we'll see what we can save. But it's still making a nice show, fighting back.
Yeah. You got a question, Paul?
No, he just answered it.
Okay, mate.
What was that, mate?
Angel wing.
Angel wing, yeah. First time I've grown them, but they and I believe you can overwinter them. So we'll see, and you can take cuttings of them as well. So I'm experimenting with them. They are nice. They are nice. Yeah, they look after themselves virtually. What's that? Yeah, that's the view. That's the view from the bedroom window, looking down around the new area. There's the baskets hanging on as well. Like I say, they're running out of feed now. But I'll keep watering them and deadheading them as best I can. But they've done well, considering we had that 6 weeks of intense heat, 5 or 6 weeks. They've survived. So that's the view out the bedroom window again, the other side. So yeah, and the lawn looks quite lush there, right? That's my mother-in-law, Betty, and on the Queen passed away on the 8th of September, the Thursday, and it was Betty's 100th birthday the following day, on the 9th, and she actually received the card off the Queen on the Wednesday before the Queen passed away. It had been posted 2 or 3 days previously, obviously, but she got it on the Wednesday. The Queen passed on the Thursday, and we had a little, not a party, she didn't want to fuss, but we had a get together, obviously, on the Friday for her 100th birthday. So she was quite pleased with that. Bless her. Sharp as a button she is. Still lives on her own, in her own place.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. So that was very strange, going up there and seeing that the day after the Queen passed. It was I don't know, it's very surreal.
Ooh, nice.
That's me done. That's not mine, is it? No.
Looks like your yellow one.
Oh, is that the one that you had? Oh, right.
This is.
That's not my picture, though.
Yeah, that's one you gave me.
Oh, right. It's struggling to flower. It's trying to, isn't it? What's that? Oh, that's that spray there. That's a cracking little thing. It's a battery-powered spray. It's 1 litre. You mix it up and you charge the battery. The battery lasts. I haven't charged it again since I had it. I've had it about 6 weeks. And you just put the mixture in, you spray. It's wonderful.
Amazon.
I think it might have been, yes. I don't know whether I put the make on, but they're very good. I recommend them. You can see, I'll have to look, Mick. I'll let you know next week. They're quite expensive, about 18, 20 quid, but blimey, if it lasts, they're a godsend. Say pumping away, like, you know.
Yeah. There we are. Victor Tools.
1 litre electric plant sprayer. I recommend them. I forgot I'd sent these. I must have sent these yonks ago. Yeah.
Cheers, Colin.
Cheers.
Dennis, you're on next.
Right there, Mick.
Oh, very good, man. All yours.
Well, I've been trying to get some decent leeks for quite a while now, and last year I think I had them about 8 inches in September. Well, this was actually taken on the 11th of July, and I thought, oh, this year is going to be great. And then by the end of August, I've noticed all the suckers coming up between the leaves, and I put pay to them. I don't know whether this pendle leek is breaking down completely. Some people can get it without suckers, but I've had 2 different sources now, and both of them have last year and this year. I did manage to get 3 without last year, but when I stripped them down to put them back for seed, I noticed that the actual, either the king pods were starting to grow, or there was suckers coming on both sides. So I didn't have any stock, and I got this new stock. Well, no, I haven't got any stock again now. That's completely gone. Size-wise, I think it would have probably made about 9 inches, I suppose. This is my 2nd year of growing shallots, and these are what I've selected to put back to grow next year. I don't know if anybody remembers a bloke called Bill Wise. He's a national grower, and he's came down to Wales quite a few times. And I got talking to him probably around about 2006, I suppose. And he said to me to put back the shallots. He said that are around about 30-35 millimeters, and you get better shallots. And I think basically it's because they don't throw 6, 7, 8 shallots. They only throw 4, and you don't have the root disturbance then when you're thinning down, if you've got it thin down. So I've only had the shallots back. This is my 2nd year now. This will be the 3rd year going back in. So I did manage to get a set for the little local show last Saturday, which I think is on one of the slides, Mick. Yeah, that's him. They're a bit on the small side. Matter of fact, they look like picklers, but they're not. They were actually large. They were around about 30, 38, I think, something like that size. But the uniformity on them was absolutely tremendous. And I weighed them, and every single one I weighed, they were within a gram or 2 of each other. So I was dead pleased with that. But there was actually 5 exhibits on that day. So I was lucky enough to win that, which I was quite pleased about. Because it's been a real bad year for me this year, to be honest. Leeks went, the onions went as well. Yeah. I did have a set, but one of the onions, when I went to tie it up for Saturday, the bottom had gone on it, so I ended up with 2. And I thought, oh, I'll put that, and I turned around, one of those had split as well, so I couldn't put them in the collection even. So it's quite difficult year, to be honest. And I think everybody's in the same boat, really. That terrible heat could pay to everything, really, I think. I don't know if anybody got any ideas about the leeks with suckers. Has anybody got any thoughts on it? No?
I don't know whether Chris is back from...
No, I know. I was hoping he'd be here, actually. The funny thing is, my leeks were rubbish. My onions went the same, and yet I got celery in this heat. How the hell can that happen, really, when you think about it? They're probably harder to grow in the heat than leeks.
Did your leeks have a cold spell at all, Dennis, before the hot?
No, it's apparently it's happening with quite a lot of people throughout the country. Yeah. I've been on, John Salisbury puts on videos all the time.
Yeah.
And I was on that chat with him, and what he said to me was, he said it's happening, loads of people are getting the same problem. So he said, don't put it back for pips. You can put it back and take seed off it, but you can't take pips, because obviously with vegetative propagation, you're going to get the same problem next year.
Yeah.
The problem with seed, if I take seed off it, it's going to take me about 4 years to get a tidy selection to
Yeah, I think, yeah.
so for me, like, it's too late. So I'm going to have to try and find another leek from somewhere, and see how it goes.
Have you do you know a chap called Dave Metcalf?
Yeah, who?
Dave Metcalf, is
Yeah,
it?
well, the leeks came from him.
Oh, right.
Because what happened? They were okay for quite a while.
Yeah.
We were on the NEC together because he was chairman of the Northern branch.
Yeah.
And I was national treasurer at the time. Look, so we were sitting side by side, and I happened to mention, right, and that's where I had my first leeks, and they were good for quite a while, and I was doing okay with them.
Yeah.
But the reason I put this little collection on is the fact that what's missing really is 2 big onions there in the middle instead of 2 shallots. You know what I mean? Even though the others were a little bit poor. I mean, that's not great, but the potatoes are very, very clean. But obviously there's leeks lacking on there. If I had leeks on there and onions, it would have made that exhibit look a totally different thing altogether. But
Potatoes
you can only
look
do
nice.
what you got, can you?
What variety spud are they?
They're kestrel there.
Kestrel, yeah.
Yeah, kestrel. Oh, I only grow kestrel now.
Yeah.
I don't grow Winston anymore because I don't like the taste of them.
No.
I just don't like them.
No.
And in the little show, I mean, I only support the little show. I don't do the Welsh, or I don't do any of the other ones really.
No.
There's only just a class for potatoes. It doesn't say coloured or white. It's just one class. So
Spud, yeah.
I just like kestrel. I like kestrel to eat as well. So
That's it.
that's why I do it really. And that's the same leek now. It was 8 inches round, but it was around about 17 inches to the button as well. It was quite okay. I did have a little bit of problem with thrip, but I managed to control that and get rid of it. So everything was okay until those suckers came. And that was,
isn't it?
that was, they say, is the end of that. Yeah. And going back to what Paul was saying earlier on, he put it in the wrong. But if he hadn't put it in, that bench would have been empty. So you've got to put him in, because all the shows are in trouble. I can see right now. I judged about 3 shows this year, and the entries are like you got 1 in each class, and it's hard really to to build it back up from the COVID problem. It's just like as if it's all sort of dying away, and the interest is gone with a lot of people. Not everybody, obviously, but
doesn't seem to be any younger people taking.
No, there's not. No. That is the big problem.
Yeah.
I could see probably in a few years' time you won't get any at all. I hope not, but it doesn't look great. But there we are.
Thanks for them then, Dennis.
All right, cheers, mate.
Well done, Den.
Cheers, Dennis, mate.
Yeah, all the best.
Thank you, Dennis.
Right, I'll nick this one again tonight off the internet, obviously. Jerry Edwards, Orchard Services. This was the 3 Counties Showground Flea Market. And gold medal, display of fruit stage by Frank Matthews. One bloke put that lot in. Excellent. Whether he's going to have, I don't know,
One bloke.
a shop or something. But good display.
Who did it, Mick?
Hey?
Who put it in?
P. Matthews.
Frank
Matthews.
Is that a company or just one bloke?
I don't know. Well, it's just got his name.
Goodness me.
He's got his logo there, tree. Oh,
He must be a shop.
yeah. He's got his name on the front there, isn't he? Frank P. Matthews. Yeah. He's got to be a fruit bloke, isn't he?
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah.
It's still good, mate.
It is but one of Jerry's. So, he's a Zoom, so I'll bung it on. This is how bushfires are started, gentlemen. And that's how we'll leave it.
Yeah. That's send us funny things, Mick.
Right, hope we've enjoyed that lot.
Yeah, it was good. Cheers, Mick.
There will be another Zoom next week. So you're lot away, put no photos on. Send us a couple. Jacko, nice to see you, mate. Good man. Else is with Kathy. Or anybody's got any photos, anything good? What's been your best flower plant or any new ones you've got? Anything that started flowering up again? I've got loads of things coming back again, which I'll take photos of them next week.
Yeah.
But there will be a Zoom next week. In fact, the next 3 weeks.
Jolly good. I'll see you next week then.
Cheers, Colin.
Bye, Colin.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
Bye.
you.
See you all, folks. Bye.
Bye.
See you all.
Bye, everyone.
See you all.
Bye.
Ta-ra, ta-ra.
Thanks, Mick.